Hello, planet Earth.
How you doing?
Welcome to my YouTube channel.
Joe 730.
I'm Preston L. Young, wishing you warm salutations and congratulations as always. You've made your way to the Buffyngton Post.
That is so fetch.
Today it's actually time for a Buffyverse Q&A video, and this question comes from a new commenter, I believe. Chliohna? Question mark is your YouTube handle. It's, I'm gonna guess Chliohna.
Exactly.
But anyway, so this is a question from my Shanshu Prophecy and Me video, and like for that video I was really nervous, and it was the only time I had considered disabling comments for a video because I know the Shanshu Prophecy is really kind of divisive for Buffy fans. But this video is gonna make me question those comments even more, even though, like I said, this is just me and my thoughts and how I interpret reality. So anyway, Chliohna asks, could you explain your thoughts on the difference between Angel and Spike, please? I think I didn't get it. Has it to do with Buffy meeting Angel when he already had a soul and Buffy meeting Spike when he didn't? Question mark. So, without further ado, let's get into my thoughts on the difference between Angel and Spike, particularly when it comes to their relationships to Buffy. Here we go.
Enter all ye who seek knowledge.
Alright, so basically my point with Angel and Spike and there being a big difference between them is that while I don't necessarily believe that Buffy loved soulless Spike, she did respect soulless Spike. In Intervention, when Spike refuses to tell Glory anything that he knows about the key, Buffy respects him. She respects him. She knows that he's soulless and he's a monster and he's obsessed with her. But the fact that he, without his soul, would be willing to not give her up and not to give Dawn up, that means something. That matters to her. She respects him as a monster before he is truly a man. As he says to her in the gift, he says, you know, I'm a monster, but you treat me like a man. And now the difference between where Buffy learns to kind of respect Spike and questionably love him, like that's all up to you, Spuffy people, if you think that Buffy and Spike were actually in love in season 6. Like that's a whole thing for you to decide, whatever. But my point is, when Buffy meets Angel, she meets him as a man, as a man with a soul. And it is only when she learns that he is a monster that she second guesses that. However, she does continue to love and respect Angel throughout seasons 1 and 2 until he becomes a monster. And the difference is, like, Angel was a man that she met and he became a monster in her mind. And for Spike, he was a monster that she could respect. And then he became a man specifically for her. And if you go back to my whole like Buffy, Spike, and Poetry video, which I feel like you should totally check out, my whole argument is that Spike actually wants to not necessarily be a good man for Buffy, but that he really wants to be like Buffy. And while I've argued so often that I think Spike really wants to be Buffy, I really feel like one could argue, if they wanted to, that Buffy really wants to be more like Angel. And so for me, the whole difference between Angel and Spike is that when Angel is a monster, Buffy detests him. Whereas with Spike, when she meets him and grows to know him, it is as a monster, but she is able to respect that monster. And for me, the real difference is Ensouled Spike is much less interesting as a character. I think he's a worse character than Angel is with a soul. Angel as Angelus, I also feel, is kind of boring. He's not an interesting character. Mostly if you look at the Angel 4, or Angel Season 4 version of Angelus. I think Angelus is much less intriguing and interesting than Spike without a soul is. And so for me, it really comes down, like, the difference between Angel and Spike is, here's a monster that we can like and respect and even love. Whereas Angelus, who is this monster, you can appreciate him, but I don't feel like you can like or respect or love Angelus. And for me, the Ensouled Spike character, particularly within Buffy Season 7 and arguably Angel Season 5, this is not counting the comic books, I feel like the Ensouled version of Spike is much less interesting and less great of a character than Angel is. Like, the thing about Angel is he is a much more interesting character when he is Angel. When he is conflicted and he has all of this guilt and he has 150 years of stuff to feel bad about. And with Spike, when he gets his soul, sure, he feels bad about himself for, like, I don't know, 8-ish episodes, and then, like, whoop-de-doo, we get to get it done, which I guess is, like, episode 13 or so, but whatever. And he's just over it. He's, like, over being all crazy and guilty about having a soul. And so that's what I really mean. Like, when Buffy meets Angel, she meets a man, and she loves that man. And it can be argued, even though I'm not the one who's going to argue, that Buffy loves the monster that Spike is. Like, again, I can't say that I believe that Buffy truly loved Spike, but there is a definite argument to be made that she did in fact love him and hated herself for that love of him when he's a monster. So that's like I really hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Chliohna, but I really feel like that's the big difference between Angel and Spike. Unensouled Spike is much more interesting than an unensouled Angelus, and ensouled Angel is much more interesting of a character than ensouled Spike. I feel like you need Angel to have a soul, you don't need Spike to have a soul. You only need Spike to have a soul if you want to kind of spuffy it up and make that pairing. And I'm not about that life. Like I've said, I've grown to love Spuffy, but only in the comic books. I don't think that Spuffy in the show makes a shit ton of sense.
What are you doing?
And so that's the punchline. It's a very short answer, but it is an answer. I think the difference between Angel and Spike is Buffy loved Angel. She didn't love Angelus. But Buffy did love, on some level, William the Bloody and not re-ensouled Spike. And so that's basically all I've got for you guys today. I just wanted to get on here and really kind of try and clarify the difference for me between Angel and Spike and the whole dynamic, especially when it comes to their relationships with and to Buffy. So, but again, that's pretty much all I've got for today, you guys. I hope you're having a great 2018 so far, everybody. You can come right back here to the Buffyngton Post at IDK, my BFF Jill, 730.
Jill? 730.
For Buffyverse discussions on the other Slayers, more Buffyverse Q&As. If you have questions about the inner workings of the Buffyverse, things that are confusing for you, things that you just don't understand, let me know. Leave your questions in the comment section down below. Be sure to like, comment, question, and as always, subscribe. Have yourself a great day today, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
long time. Hey, la, my boyfriend's back. Now he's back, and things will be fine. Hey, la, my boyfriend's back.
Okay. My BFF. Joe? 730.
In Intervention, when sorry, my power just totally blinked.